Alright, I'm here for the fourth part of my top 100 favorite villains ranking. 25, Lionel Luthor from Smallville. One of my favorite Superman villains, actually. Lionel is amazing and fascinating and a great character and very handsome. Lionel is great. Love the nuanced stuff going on between him and Lex. Wonderful character. 24, Two-Face from Batman, one of the most interesting Batman villains of all time. I love the complicated duality involving him. Such a fascinating character. Love Two-Face a lot. 23, Professor Hugo Strange from Batman. Arguably the most underrated Batman villain. Hugo Strange is endlessly fascinating. I love his fascination with Batman, and he adds so much to stories. He's such a great character that I want to see so much more of. I love Hugo Strange. 22, Detard Reed from Code Geass, a hilarious, entertaining, fascinating character in Code Geass. I love a lot. 21, Man Ray from SpongeBob SquarePants. Despite being a comedy, I think that Man Ray is legitimately awesome, and he's also very entertaining. 20, Grandmeister Faisal from Game of Thrones, my favorite character from Game of Thrones. A show that's very intense, and Faisal adds a lot of great comedy relief. He's hilarious and delightful and creepy and weird and adds a lot. 19, the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Uh, I'm a big fan of the franchise, not because of the Turtles, but because of the Shredder, one of the coolest villains out there. And he can also be pretty entertaining sometimes. I love him. 18, Dr. Eggman from Sonic the Hedgehog, my favorite character from Sonic the Hedgehog, although that could change if Cream ever gets stuff to do, because Cream is delightful. And what about Blaze? And what about Amy Rose? There's a lot of great female characters in Sonic. It seems like they rarely get stuff to do. It seems to mostly be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman. But I'm not complaining when it comes to Eggman, because I love Eggman. Great, entertaining villain. Love him. Very entertaining. 17, Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town. One of the funniest, most delightful villains to watch. Wonderfully great, so charming, so over the top. 16, Egghead from Batman. Vincent Price is one of the greatest actors of all time. I love his performance as Egghead so much. Uh, Delightful. 15, Prince Schneisel from Code Geass. Fascinating villain. Great nuance, amazing character. 14, Horde Prime from Masters of the Universe. 13, Hordak from Masters of the Universe. Great villains for She-Ra to fight. So interesting. Absolutely love them. 12, Lex Luthor from Superman. Superman's archenemy. One of the best archenemies out there. Very fascinating, great character. He helps make the Superman comic shows and films so interesting and so much fun. 11, the Riddler from Batman. Frank Gorshin as the Riddler is arguably the best thing out there. Love that so much. Other versions of the Riddler, I think, aren't up to the same level, which is why the Riddler is not quite in the top 10. But I absolutely love the Riddler, and other versions of the Riddler are a lot of fun and really entertaining. And Riddler is a pretty consistently great character. I love him. 10, the Penguin from Batman. A villain that I think is even more consistently entertaining than the Riddler. Love the Penguin so much. So great in uh, most versions of Batman. It's hard to think of a version of the Penguin that I dislike. He's amazing. 9, Skeletor from Masters of the Universe. One of the coolest, most entertaining villains out there. I love his design. I love his voice. He is delightful and wonderful. 8, Mr. Clipboard from Food Fight, which could seem like a ridiculous choice, especially to be in the top 10, but I've rewatched Mr. Clipboard scenes so many times, and I've had so much fun watching him. I felt like he had to be this high. There was a time where he was my favorite villain of all time, but I think that was a little too much. But even with such little screen time and being in a film that isn't exactly a great film, I love Mr. Clipboard. 7, the Duke of Wesselton from Frozen, because I'm such a huge Frozen fan, and even though I do really like Prince Hans, he is in my ranking. The Duke of Wesselton, when I think of Frozen villain, I often think of the Duke of Wesselton. He's so much fun. Absolutely delightful character. And I've rewatched his scenes so many times, and yet I still don't feel tired of his scenes. 6, Fisher Biscuit from Littlest Pet Shop, one of the big standout characters, hilarious villain, absolutely delightful. Um, Love it when he has a prominent role in episodes. Another villain that was my favorite villain for a while, which was a little too far, but Fisher Biscuit, I love him. 5, Mayor Humdinger from Paw Patrol. I love how adorable and likable the pups are, but Mayor Humdinger's the big character that makes Paw Patrol so entertaining, in my opinion. Arguably the funniest, pettiest villain of all time. I love him. 4, Emperor Charles from Code Geass, a fascinating villain who's very easy to root against, and there's so much nuance to him. He's so fascinating. I've spent so much time thinking about him. He's such a great arch enemy for Lelouch, and the rivalry between them is super compelling, amazing, thought-provoking stuff. 3, the Joker from Batman. The Joker, one of the most entertaining, stylish, funny, scary villains out there. An absolutely amazing character. Arguably the greatest villain of all time, although he's number 3 for me. I love the Joker so much. 2, Giovanni from Pokemon, which could seem like an odd choice for number 2, but I feel like Giovanni really serves as a big definitive example of a great villain leader, and how a character can have so little screen time but have a huge impact, where Giovanni often doesn't show up that much in the Pokemon anime, but he's why Jesse James and Meow do what they do. He's responsible for Mewtwo. He gets a lot of really important stuff done, and with so little screen time, I thought that was so fascinating. And number 1, Princess Cornelia from Code Geass, the coolest villain of all time, and a great example of how to have some really nuanced villains, where Cornelia, she did some messed up stuff, she has some messed up worldviews, but there are times where Cornelia almost feels like a villain that is sympathetic. Cornelia is such a fascinating, compelling, stylish, beautiful, amazing character. Very fascinating, very nuanced character. Absolutely love Cornelia. And you can let me know what you think of my ranking.